tiempo de ayudar a quien menos tiene, a quien está muy mal.
Es nuestra oportunidad de generar conciencia.
Muy buenas noches, bienvenidos a Tocando Vidas, un programa que no tiene desperdicio. Tenemos aquí el privilegio y el honor de tener al gran director, considerado por muchos el mejor director del mundo, Valery Gergiev, y al señor gobernador del estado de Puebla, un gran impulsor, el mejor impulsor de Esperanza Azteca, ya que aquí está la sede nacional de lo que nació en Puebla para México. Mr. Gergiev, thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you for taking your time, because you had a concert last night and you'll have a concert in a couple of hours, so it's very good for us, your presence here in Puebla. Thank you.
Thank you.
My
pleasure.
Why do you think people have to be engaged in music? Why children have to be engaged in music? Why all these movements around the world that it's a newborn process of teaching children music?
I think it will make them better citizens of the world. I think it will make them focus on the beauty of the world. They will find themselves better educated, better informed, and also able to see how much incredible beauty is created by humankind, by humanity. If you ignore Mozart or ignore Beethoven or ignore Tchaikovsky, ignore Verdi, you should not be proud of it. But many people don't even know what are these names. So I think we are not living in a world of cultural poverty, even if we are. This is totally wrong. So I think I very much applaud the initiative of the Azteca Foundation, and I'm very proud to be, for the first time in my life, in Puebla, and to meet the governor, who, it seems, immediately is very supportive and interested of these projects, because not only one city needs it, the whole country needs it, the whole Latin America or North America or South America needs it, and my country needs it. We are sometimes very proud, or Germans are very proud, Italians are very proud to say, oh, we have Tchaikovsky, we have Verdi, we have Mozart. But if we don't do it now, in 50 years, people will say, it was a very musical country before, but now I'm not so educated musically. These young people from these countries have no chance to open their eyes and see fantastic world around them, which includes classical music world. Of course, it's important to know the history of Mexico. For example, yesterday I was in a museum, which gives me a fantastic opportunity to see what was happening before Cortés, what was happening after Cortés, during Cortés, and what was happening 19th, 20th century, which war, then which was a war for independence, which was against foreign. It's very important to know the country, the history of the country, if you visit this country. For me, it's first time to visit Mexico, but it will be staying in my conscience and in my memory that, surprisingly, I hear that there are many orchestras, 80 or more already in Mexico. That gives me immediately a very strong feeling of pride. I am proud we are human beings, because several countries, big countries, already demonstrate they are not so interested in discussing this. They don't care. Some governments, they're even proud. They say, oh, if parents want their children to learn about music, we have music schools, they can bring them to music school, which means that responsibility of the state is zero, responsibility of parents is higher, but millions of children lose the opportunity to discover classical music if the state, if the schools, and the policy of governors, in this case, I speak individually about our friend, but also many regions will say is important for us. Then I think success will be very big. And I'm very happy we could spend 2 hours with young colleagues of mine, some of them are very, very small.
7 years.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I'm very happy, and I will do my best to support not only here, but anywhere in the world at this moment.
You know, the seed of Esperanza Azteca started with a partnership between governments and foundations. And the person who really got the challenge together with Ricardo Salinas was the governor, Rafael Moreno Valle. Mr. Governor, why is that you believe that the state has to be committed in this effort to teach children music?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Gariev. I think you have just given the children of Esperanza Azteca, Puebla, an experience that will accompany them for life. That one of the best directors, and that's not up to discussion, in the world was here and gave them their time and taught them so much is very significant, and we really appreciate your generosity. We know that your schedule is totally full, and therefore this time that you've given these children, I would see it as an investment, because they will tell all their friends, and that will motivate other kids to join this program. And I think that music and culture is very important in terms of allowing a person to achieve a full development, that it's not only studying math and studying biology and going to school and law school or whatever you decide to do as an adult that makes you a full person. I think you need to do sports, I think you need to do culture, and in this sense, as you know, Mexico has a very complicated time in terms of security. We've had difficulties, and one of the aspects which I've always promoted is that you should not only fight delinquency with weapons and police, but also we have to fight it with values, and the principal value is family. And these type of projects, as you saw, the whole auditorium was filled with the grandparents and with the parents of the kids that were playing. And it involves the whole family. I'm sure that many of them had never, as you just mentioned, been to a classical music concert until they went to their kids' concert.
Yes.
And now they're passionate, and they read about you, and they Google you, and they're like, wow, Valerie is going to be directing my kid. This is really amazing. But we have to prevent the causes of security, give the children the opportunity to participate in an orchestra. In my opinion, a child that has in his hands a music instrument will never have in his hands a weapon.
Good, well said.
I've been reading that people that play music have a change in their brains. As when you make exercise, you grow bigger muscles. The brain connects better, and physically and physiologically changes. And so that music really changes not only the spirit, but also the main part of our mind, which is the brain. What do you think about that?
I think musical composition is a huge intellectual exercise. And before you are able to compose even a simple melody, you have to have a sense of logic, sense of shape. You have to have a sense of color. You have to have a sense of rhythm. You have to sense of a very strong melodic beauty, strong sense of melodic beauty. If you do all the time, at some point people say, oh yeah, it's good, but it's very strong rhythm, but all the time the same, all the time. So people get bored. So it's intellectually, and also inspiration helps to find the shape when melody is perfect. Why we love Puccini, why we love Mozart, why we love Tchaikovsky, Verdi, because incredible melodies. These people were hardworking people, but phenomenally developed thinking, intellectual, analyzing, looking at and thinking it over again. I think it is strongly I suspect at least, it is strongly undeveloped area where we can take people when they're 2 years old, 3 years old, and their memory and their attention to what happens around them will be even quicker than visual, because the sound, I know from experience also with my own children, that it's unbelievable. 1.5, 2 years old start to repeat melody and totally recognize different melody. 2.5, 3 years old, singing, and singing sometimes very uneasy things. It's very, very unique area of at this age of undeveloped. I think I don't want myself to be into this study because I am busy with many, many things, but it will be such a priority for me that I'm ready to support it. Whoever wants to do it, we all should support it, because I believe music made the world so much safer. I totally agree with the governor that nobody who loves the sound of cello or violin or flute, or trumpet will be equally proud to have a gun in his hands, to think of taking somebody's life. It's nearly impossible to imagine, although bad history examples are there. Some people think, Adolf Hitler was attending. I don't believe he was such a lover of any music. Maybe he was thinking that, we are a great nation, we are a greater nation than any other nation, which is a very dangerous statement. And this is the way he chose to like music, to use it as a politician. So the strongest. It's dangerous to say this, but 2 years old, 3 years old never thinks this way. They simply like and imitate, memorize, sing, and this is a power of music which hits even those very, very small kids. I totally agree with what you said, that it will help anyone, no matter which race, no matter which continent, no matter the color of skin, no matter religious background. It will help anyone to become quicker a person with a stronger senses, with a stronger balance between him and outside world, between him and nature. And it's a fantastic way to learn about the world and the history of the world. Because if I wasn't a musician, maybe I would spend much time reading, looking at the films. But because I'm a musician, my professional, what you say, must be, is to know a lot about history. Not only Russian history. How can I do Verdi opera if I don't know what was happening between, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th century? I have to know. Some operas send us back to 11th, 12th century. We have to know. They were curious because we love the music, but music says, stop. It's much bigger than just tunes. You have to put it all together. History, the traditions, national character, national pride. This is how we learn about the world.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much.